We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents? Well,
all the people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, you are.
All right. OP Patriots out there kicking ass and taking names. Welcome to the party, folks, to PatriotPartyNews.com. I am your host, Chaz Carter, better known as Underground Patriot, coming to you live from the Wolf Den, folks. Oh, my goodness, got an action-packed show. Got some breaking news happening out of Saudi Arabia. I'm sure I see it in the chat. You guys are seeing it, too. Huge explosion that's taking place. We're just now hearing about it. They're saying that a huge pipeline in Saudi Arabia was hit. And like I said, they're there as well as in Qatar. And we'll keep everyone abreast of what's going on there. A huge announcement was made by the Saudis just a little while ago that we're hearing about. So as we get more details, we will 100% let you know as that is happening right now. Hey, let us know where you're watching us from. I know there's a lot of folks that are watching us all over the place right now. And, man, I tell you, censorship is alive and well. Obviously, for those that are watching us on a lot of the free social media out there, like X, like Rumble, like Instagram, obviously you're going to maybe see us on there. You actually have to look us up. Or if they have your IP address blocked, you might have to go to your cellular data. That's what's happening right now. Kentucky in the house. Alabama, what's up? Texas is in the house. Vermont's in the house. Buffalo freaking Texas is in the house. Good to have you. South Carolina. What's up? Tennessee. Oklahoma is in the house. Yep. Arkansas is in the house. Good to have you. Go Dogs. Georgia in the house. What's up, Washington State? Blount County is in where? Alabama. Right. San Diego, California checking in. Good to have you. Louisiana in the house. What's up, North Carolina? New York City checking in. Pleasantville, Tennessee. What's up? Oklahoma, Florida. Just kicked in the door and said, look at me. Awesome. Good stuff. All right, cool. Well, hey, this is where the cool cats go to get their daily intel, news, and bread. That's right. It's the PatriotPartyNews.com, folks. We are more just a website. We are a full functioning badassery Patriot Broadcasting Network, broadcasting around the world 24/7. Folks, donate to the cause. Help us out. We need all the help we can get right now with our server storage. We've tried not to talk about it here lately, but, man, we're getting hit left and right, and we sure need some blessings. And we would sure absolutely appreciate that. We're doing the best thing we can do by getting the truth out. But unfortunately for us, truth is not free. And they're smothering us at every single angle. So any help would be much appreciated there. Also, another way that you can help us out is by joining the most badassery Patriot Insider Network. It's called Patriot Shoot. Oh, yeah. And things have changed a little bit, haven't they? For 30 days, listen to this. You get it for free. You want to see what it's all about, what the hype has been, and what we've been telling everybody every single day, what's about to happen. get on over there to Patriot Shoot. Go to join.patriotshoot.com, join.patriotshoot.com. Get access to our shows on there as well, not just our state groups, not just the QFS room, not just the humanitarian projects room or our voice chats. Okay? We got the whole shebang, ladies and gentlemen. It's taken us about 6 years to put this thing together, and I will take advantage of it right now. You really want to know what's going on? You're tired of being lied to? You want to get intel and everything 2 to 3 days prior to it taking place? Patriot Shoot is that place. It's incredible. Take advantage. Again, patriotshoot.com. So as we round up and we get everybody together, and as we're going into this, we know that the internet is not safe. They control it. They can cut it off as well, regardless if we have our own servers or not. But for the time being, we're having to play the role until now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to announce to everyone that we do have now, for the first time ever, pretty much our own satellites here at skycomptt.com. Okay, what is this? Well, it's a way for us to be able to use cell phone towers and also use satellites up in the sky here, okay, which is incredible. To give you an example, Angela, are you there checking in? Come on, come on. Sometimes, depending on the situation there, somebody will come in.
I'm here.
Thank you. So that's in Texas right now. The big news, if you didn't see, Charlie Ward came on Patriot Shoot this morning. And if you haven't seen it, or if you're not a member of Patriot Shoot, you need to get on over there. He and I talked briefly before the show and everything, and I told him what we were putting together. Well, he got a radio, and he's going to be, depending on the circumstances, we're trying to figure this out, but it's going to be pretty incredible. It's global, so obviously from our Patriots in the UK to our Patriots in Canada, we've got it all. It's absolutely amazing. Again, you can go to Skycom.
Hi, I'm right here.
There you go. And then so you can go to Skycom, ptt.com. Now, what I would recommend, just to let you know, this radio that you see here that we have is, let's see here, the G9. Oh, they changed it up here. Sorry about that. Yeah. The G9 is the one that you can go and look at and get access to on that. Tell them use PPN as the discount code, and also you get access to all of our PPN groups for free. They also will program and set up, listen to this, any of your friends or family to another rate for free. Most other companies will charge. They do it all for free. It's pretty freaking cool. Not to mention, it also has a GPS locator. So if things get really real, whoever's got a radio that's connected with you, it's hooked up by GPS through the satellites. So you'll be able to find your friends or family. It's pretty amazing. Again, you need to go and check out skycomptt.com, and it's pretty incredible. On that, and just to let you know, we are going to be broadcasting majority of the time global. If you'll notice on the radio, there's actually a global setting or global group. So I know that some people have already tried to start communicating, but you'll need to go into the global group there, and then you'll hear us all on there. So there you go. Oh, there you go. Turn it off just for the time being here. All right, cool. Let me go ahead. I see Warren is in the studio. Let me go ahead and bring him in. What's up, Warren?
Trying to figure out my radio.
Yeah, man. Yeah, global. If you'll go to the global group, that's what I had it set on and so forth. But there's so many groups in there. The global just obviously covers everything because we've got some folks, obviously, from Charlie that's going to be broadcasting from where he's at.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
awesome. Yeah. So
That's real cool. Okay, I see where it says group up at the top, I guess. Well, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. All you got to do, if you'll hit where you see the icon where it looks like a couple of people there to the bottom right,
Yeah.
you'll click on that. You'll notice the first thing you see is global. And then all you got to do is hit that little green button where it will hit that. And then you can go ahead and start talking.
All right.
So it's pretty awesome.
Did you hear it?
Yes, sir.
It does a little crazy noise.
Yeah, man. Pretty freaking cool stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, what's going on?
Man, just listening all this Joe Kent stuff. Now it's coming out that he was actually a leaker. I know Fox News was reporting that. I know that's been happening a good little bit. We got some breaking news that just came in from Saudi Arabia, got hit massively just now.
Really?
And parts of Qatar. I know they're in the chat, in the PPN chat, I know some folks are sharing Al Jazeera has got live coverage on something that's just taking place. So that's the extent of it. I think someone said either 4 to 6 super duper big missiles hit.
Really?
Like really, really big. So, I mean, again, it's just more of the same that we're seeing and a lot of course, obviously a lot of optics as well. And we're just trying to see through it, man. That's about
we talked to a Pentagon guy today, and his deal, he wouldn't say anything about Kent, or actually last night, but he was like, only thing I heard was that there's a whole bunch more going on than everybody knows, and we'll just leave it at that. And of course, there was no push in there, just okay, whatever, but it's kind of hard to think of a Bernie guy, ever not being a Bernie guy, as far as that goes. And who knows who's up there? There's a lot of people up there that we think are good, and they're going to be on the side of of London, and a lot of them that we think are bad, and there might not be. We'll just have to see, and nobody knows. Nobody knows until this thing plays out, which is crazy.
Yes, sir. 100% on that. More breaking news coming in. They're saying that they just more missiles have come in again into Saudi Arabia. So my question to you is obviously,
like, who's saying that?
I'm sorry.
Who are you getting that from?
So Al Jazeera is coming forward. There was a number of this is just starting the show here. Al Jazeera, Fox News. I could probably go through the regular ones that we would normally see.
Okay,
that's putting that out there. Like I said, this is just coming in as this is happening. Now they're talking about more troops going. Let's see here. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Let's see here. I'm going to try to grab another link, put in there. Angela, if you see that, or if you can grab that, you might already have it in the admin chat. I'll bring that up, Warren. Like I said, it just took place from what I'm understanding here within the last probably 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
So,
I look at all that as we are, I think a lot of people, and rightly so, look at it as, hey, we're bombing Iran. Why are we bombing Iran? But I look at it as we're ending a forever war. That's where I'm at, and I can't change from that. When what do we always say? You got Israel and Iran, we're going to be all in the middle of it. You've got Putin over there in freaking Ukraine, and then Poland, and then down the Baltic states, and then he's going to have Europe, and you see him cutting off gas to places. And then you talk about China and Taiwan. These are all things that I think that's what I've thought was going to happen. So it's no surprise. There was no doubt in my mind we were going to go to Iran, that was going to happen. We can't let them have nuclear weapons. And right now, They've said we're going to have nuclear weapons. China has said they're going to have nuclear weapons.
Ooh.
Russia has said they're going to have nuclear weapons. And right now, North Korea, scientists from North Korea, Russia, China, and Iran are in North Korea working that all out. So it's kind of crazy. I think, in my opinion, we had to do this.
Amen. Well, Rudy Giuliani just grabbed, the first time I've seen him share this, he just shared this on X just now. This is his account, official account. This is video coming in right now from Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Shared it out here. Check this out.
Oh, shit. Oh, Ray. Oh, my God. We are back here. Oh, oh shit! अबे किसमें किधर गिरा? अरे वहाँ गिरा सामने तो गिरा और किधर गिरा? इधर गिरा। अरे शाला! अबे यार पीछे से मार रहा है हाँ? उधर से आ रहा है। Oh shit!
Now that looked kind of like that missile was all jacked up, didn't it? Like it just kind of floated in. Yeah, I mean,
like it's kind of weird, huh?
Very weird. I mean, I have to always do that. Look at that, and then boom.
I don't know how you saw that. It's almost like it was flipping over and over or something.
Yeah. That's and that's got that. God, I'm sorry if I can't pronunciate the name of it, but the targeting system it's an AI targeting system. So when it's flipping like that, it's just like if a plane went through a what do you call it, jet wash or whatever, where it's doing that and it gets, obviously it got control and went straight down, and so obviously it acquired its target on that. But they're saying now it's been 2 sets of attacks. So where this explosion took place, they're saying Iran is targeting and hitting fuel storage tanks in Ramadan, Saudi Arabia. Israel and U.S. forces are expected to target oil and electricity infrastructure inside of Iran in the coming days.
So yes, I wouldn't even be surprised if we're hitting it now. That is something that we were planning. If it gets to the point where because we're in there taking out the cabal's playground, in my opinion. If we can't get all the people out that we want, we're going to have to do some stuff. They want to hit our grid. We want to hit our grid. It's EMPs. It's, they've practiced doing that. That's what this has all been about, so that we can't, and so that they can't do that. And this is way less than I ever expected when we were all talking about it, like, man, it's going to be freaking crazy. So now it's starting, it might get to where maybe I thought where it was, but right now it's still just, a lot of people say Israel's getting killed. Well, I mean, we were talking to somebody, I know 3 people now that we're talking to, people that live in Israel, and they went out to eat last night, and they said, well, is your social media turned on? They said, well, I don't think so. I'll do a video tonight and send it out. And it's like, yeah, they've gotten hit, but nothing like what a lot of people are saying is what I'm getting from about 3 or 4 sources that I believe. So man, it's just, there's so much going on. It's hard to wade through it, dude. Do I believe that, or do I believe the people that are saying, oh man, Israel's freaking dead? We're
going to find out for this morning with Charlie Ward. He's talking about his contacts and actually some folks he knows that lives in Israel. And we're planning on hopefully getting them on, and they're going to be able to show some of the things, maybe some of the things where they're getting hit, I guess. Again, I've never been there. All I know is looking at a freaking map and what we're seeing, and then other people that just, and of course you're saying, hey, from your contacts, everything is fine. And then we hear the difference. So there's
not that everything's fine. Not that everything's fine, that they've gotten hit. But nowhere near being decimated. Yeah. Oh, they're getting hit. Yeah. But they're getting hit and they're going out to dinner at night. Mm-hmm. The things are still rocking and rolling, So, and that's all over the place. So that's definitely not that they're not getting hit.
Airport just got hit just now. They're claiming this is coming in. What's that? Ben Gurion. Here is some footage coming out of Israel right now.
When they start messing with grids and doing stuff like that, because Saudi Arabia has still been able to kind of sneak out, and they've gotten oil delivered to other places through other routes. So when they start messing with that, yeah, it could ramp up even more right now. Wow, that's big. And that's in Saudi Arabia, or?
No, that's in Israel. That's the Ben Gurion. They just hit that airport again. Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv, Israel. It was hit. They're saying 3 planes have been hit and destroyed that was on the tarmac as well.
Gotcha.
So I'll see.
So I wonder if that's a big, a really big airport. Because, okay, you know how many airplanes are in and out of Nashville. If they bomb the heck out of it and it only hit 3, that's not it'd be terrible, Right. But in a war zone, how big is that? And, it's stationed on, how big is that place? And we know it's getting hit, though. We know it's getting hit, and they're doing what they can. And I hear Iran is getting freaking beat down.
Well, that's what I hear that too. But I'm trying to figure out how is it possible for them to be able to target like they are. And then what we found out, did you know that Iran has 31 proxies? Do you understand how the leadership is set up in Iran?
31 what?
31. It's more or less 31 proxies.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So, and like, for instance, when we went into Iraq, we decapitated the leader, just like we did where you come in, you took out all of the leadership there in Iraq. Here's the difference. In Iraq, once they cut the head off, we were able to go in, take control, all that great stuff. Regardless of what reason why we went there to begin with, okay? But that's what we did. That was a strategy. They came in, did the exact same thing, but here's the difference. The Iranian National Guard or whatever has tenets built into their organization to where if leaders are taken out here, they still are going to be firing in other parts of the country, okay? Yes. And they're not going to stop. It's going to continue. It's going to keep on continuing.
Yes.
And then
100%.
It's just, and then so I asked Charlie this morning on the show, and I said, listen, I said, who do you feel in your heart is probably going to be popping off with a nuclear weapon? And he said Israel. He said that's going to take place. Either Israel or, of course, obviously us, United States, and so forth, because Trump's already said on his tweets on his truth, about that. Hey, if I really wanted to, I could do that. I know he could. There's no question about that. We can't question that, but he hasn't. And there's a reason why he hasn't, obviously.
Yeah.
But
and Israel wants to. Israel wants to bad, but a lot of people think that Trump is owned by, Israel, but he has stopped them from doing what they are saying. We're going to do this. And my understanding is he says, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to do it the way I'm doing it. Right. You can go on somewhere. Now, sure. I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's the information I get from military people,
Yeah. Gotcha. I know that what was interesting as well as he said they're going to pop off a nuke, but it's not going to detonate. There's going to be something that happens, some type of divine intervention is what he said, point blank.
So if you remember, my thoughts were, he's going to set off a bomb. I didn't go that route, but I always thought they're going to set off a bomb that looks like we're going to all be like, oh, Lord, they just nuked them. Oh, Lord, we're in trouble. Oh, my gosh. Right. It's going to bring us to our knees, but it's not going to end up being a nuke. Well, that's another play on how this could probably go. And I'd say that's what Charlie's doing. He's using some educated guesses on what's going on. But, if I were to say who in the world would have the freaking craziness to do that, Israel, heck yeah. North Korea, he's crazy, he wants to do something. He wants to get involved. He's like, y'all are ignoring me over here.
Within the last 25 minutes, just in, Pentagon asked White House to approve a more than $200 billion request to the U.S. Congress to fund the Iran war. This is so they're obviously moving quick. Obviously, Iran is targeting for them to go to the Pentagon and ask for this kind of money. I'm sure you would agree with that. So
Say it again. Iran's what?
With Iran, even though Iran's getting pummeled, we're having asked for all this kind of money because Iran's not going away.
Oh, Iran's a huge army. Oh. And we're not even going after the army. We're going after the weapons and things. We haven't even touched we ain't done nothing, even though we've plummeted their ability to fight back, a lot of it. Instead of, a lot of people think, oh man, they're shooting 1,500 bombs. No. My understanding is it's somewhere, it went from a lot to a whole lot less to a whole lot less. Now they're lucky if they get off 8 in a day. And then whenever that first one goes off, boom, they hit where we're able to hit where that bomb came from, knock out what is shooting, and then they pull some other up out of the freaking ground.
I asked him, what could it be Project Bluebeam? Because we're seeing all this stuff coming in about all these meteors and things coming into the sky. And he said, it could be. He didn't, elaborate anything on that. But what I found interesting as we were talking about this, I've never heard this before, what I'm about to say, but he said this morning. You might have already known this, Warren, but I didn't. Netanyahu has been gone for the last 3.5 years. He was assassinated 3.5 years ago. Have you heard that?
People say that. People also say 9 years ago and different things. Those are some of those things that I say, I'm gonna put that on the shelf because I have no way of finding out. You know what I mean?
Sure.
What I do know is that right now we're fighting the overlords, the ancient Persian people that run the city of London and the Lloyds of London and the Committee of 300 and all of those freaking crazy people. And they run Iran, and that's where they do their craziness. And they ran Venezuela, and they ran they had people in our government. They had done that in 72 countries, stealing elections through Venezuela. And then they do their terrorism. They call Iran, hey, we need some terrorism. He calls Beirut. He calls Lebanon. He calls all his, you called them proxies just a second ago. He calls all his people because it's kind of like a mafia boss. He don't do it himself. He calls his captain, and his captain calls and gets this dude, this dude, this dude to do it. And that's what's going on. Yeah, you're exactly right on that proxy. Yes, I'm with whoever said that. If that was you or Charlie or whoever, yeah.
That was somebody from over at Iran was kind of breaking down their structure and everything. And I didn't know that. And I kind of learned something about that because I was thinking, well, just like Iraq, they would go in there and take the head off. And obviously it's just like Trump was saying, we're dealing with masters here with people have amazing IQs, and you've got to be quick on your feet. You can't be slow. And because one little mistake can really be fatal, to some degree, especially with the strait in the economy. We're seeing what's happening in the UK. The lines are starting to take place. Everyone is obviously getting prepared for that.
And now oil is fixing to have an issue. Just so you know, I put in talk time last night. I woke up and I was because I've been checking oil prices because a lot of people have been saying, man, they're through the roof. And I've been looking at them and like, man, they're not. They're under 100. And I was expecting them by this time to be 120, 130 on up there. That's when people are going to trip out. And it was like 96. And then today it was like 101. I was like, here it goes. Here it goes. Now
talking about the barrel price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What a barrel of oil. So that there's a little point in there where they're making good money, but there's not too much of it. So the prices go down, and that's somewhere in the between $78 and $80 from what I understand. $78 is probably, I think, where I heard one time. And so when it gets up there, it's going to start And then the people at the gas tanks, they're going to start trying to double stuff and, all take advantage of it and things. But that's highly regulated, so it is what it is. But in my opinion, the people that are running all this thing, running our government, running other governments, they are high, upper level, all working together. They're secret governments that operate they don't necessarily operate in basements. They operate in underground chambers, literally under the ground, where they've got like NASA stuff all over the place. These people are playing, what's that, risk with what, literally, that's what these people are doing. Some people call them the Committee of 300. Some people will call them the Royal Institute for International Affairs. Some people will call them the Olympians. Right. So the Committee of 300, they're also called the Olympians. And they're right in the middle. And let's say Kensington, who started all the wars, Kissinger, he took his orders directly from the Committee of 300. These are some bad dudes. They run the whole world, and it's nasty, like a mafia.
Hey, by the way, got some more breaking news. This is RT News, very respectable news source. It's overseas. They say central Israel is bracing right now as Iran missiles, probably thousands and thousands of missiles are being launched right now. This was posted at 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's about 16 minutes ago. We're going to see, I'm sure more videos are going to be coming in. Do you know how long it takes from Iran to Israel on those missiles, on those ballistic missiles? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't.
I know on the drones it takes 8 hours. 8 hours, because they were putting having so many drones fly over to Israel because they were wanting Israel to use up their interceptors because they're almost completely out. And I guess that's why we're not seeing anything from the Iron Dome anymore. That we're seeing,
We've been using the lasers, is what I understand. We're using the lasers. So a DEW type of scenario on their drones. That's what, there's a general that I talk to a lot, and that's what he said, that, hey, he's got confirmation that this is going on. They are using the lasers to take out a lot of these drones because they cost $8 instead of 20 million or something. I forget the number he said, but a lot less.
Oathkeeper Bill saying 7 to 15 minutes. Thank you, Oathkeeper Bill. So probably before the end of the show, we'll probably start seeing a whole bunch of stuff all over the internet, and we'll see what's going to happen from that point on.
Well, it's time now. It's time now. They've done their preliminary stuff. They want chaos. These people that are organizing this stuff, they want chaos, but they've been kind of feeling it out, probably seeing what Trump's going to do, how committed to this thing he is, and I think they've found out. And I would not be surprised if those dudes in the black nobility clubs said, bomb, throw everything you got at them. And that'll be the beginning of the end right there.
Breaking news coming in. Saudi Arabia says it reserves the right to now take military action against Iran.
Yeah. So they're all going to get into it. They're all into it, kind of exactly like we said forever. The Middle East is going to be freaking nuts. It's going to suck, but we're doing it. We're doing it to stop the forever war. That's literally what's happening. And that's what had to happen. To do what we're doing, to kill evil, take out evil, you got to do it. And you're fixing to probably see some really craziness. It's about time. Kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's this morning, 12:45. I woke up instantly. I just put in talk time. I would expect for oil to freaking go up. Something's going on. And here it is.
That's awesome. It's been pretty cool is seeing all the members in Patriot shoot posting as much as they
It's
are.
great
And
stuff.
keeping, yeah, it's total great stuff. It's kind of crazy to see how lots of things are not being reported out there, and we're able to grab this kind of stuff to put in. I think we're by the way, we're running right now 30-day free trial on Patriot Shoot. Go to join.patriotshoot.com and you'll be able to get access to that. They're saying here, this is Israel media is reporting, due to the damage to aircraft at the Ben Gurion Airport, the number of passengers on departing flights are now having to be reduced, obviously because they don't want the planes blown out of the sky with what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's I'd say it's probably heat up time. It's going to be heat up time here too, because right now they know that tomorrow something's going down in Fulton County, and well, maybe today, but be reported on big time tomorrow. Something, it's coming out. It's time, and when that happens, when information, the truth comes out here, and Trump says, "Okay, here we go," then all chaos is going to freaking go crazy everywhere. It's freaking great. No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
It had to happen, though. It had to happen.
World Health Organization officials prepare for a nuclear catastrophe.
They're broke
here. Yeah, Iran war, and then you had what? NATO's ran out of money finally.
Our money. See what's going on? That is exactly what's supposed to go on. He's taking out every
dismantling.
One of those.
It's totally dismantling it. It's totally breaking everything down.
Exactly, 100%.
Sure, 100% there.
Now it's not just totally over. They're going to have a fight, and they've got enough money to keep on going. But they're doing this as it's being put out there. So yeah, that's big, really big. To tell you the truth.
Let me ask you this: what's your thoughts on the whole Tucker Carlson deal?
I think it's well, I tell you what, we'll see how that plays out. Somebody asked me that in talk time earlier, or yesterday or sometime, and I was like, I wasn't there. I don't know who he called before, who he talked to in Iran. Now Kemp, he scurried right to Tucker, didn't he?
Well, he did, but you know what else came out too? Kemp was investigating Charlie Kirk.
Oh, really?
So, and that was that's been reported at several media sources now. There's going to be some docs coming out where he was part of that, and also engaging with the FBI because of foreign assets being involved in the investigation with Charlie Kirk. Okay. And that's a very interesting flip to as well. So I'd be curious to see how that comes about.
Me too.
That's interesting.
Me too. It's kind of like freaking crazy, isn't it? Where you don't know what's happening next. Isn't it just a freaking? It's just all psychological warfare.
And then they're talking about aliens. They're talking about the domain name now. Look, aliens.gov and alien.gov.
Really?
So they're saying now the government nailed it because no one can get .gov. That is strictly 100% the United States government.
Right.
So for them to be able to pull this off, and this happened like early morning today. This morning, super early this morning. No one said anything about it. I love it where people are researching everything. It's crazy, and no one would have ever thought to look there, but I guess someone did. So
the big narrative, like they're doing, is being started with, the Stephen Greer, and he brought his stuff out. All the pilots are saying their things.
Right.
They're going to declassify stuff, and then you got this. To me, that says something's fixing to come out about elections, the truth, and they need something. It's got to cover up something. It's got to cover. You got to be able to look over here instead of at what's really going on. So that's what I'm trying to do. And this right here is going to be fun watching this alien stuff. Well, it might not be fun to everybody, but
it'll be fun for us. Trust me. It'll be very interesting there. You got some more breaking news. Iran warns they will completely destroy the Gulf energy sector if its own is attacked again, causing a complete global depression.
Yes, that's exactly what is going to happen, except for there's going to be inside information about how to function through that and maybe come out on the winning side. And, we know that if something goes on, there's periodically there could be issues here. So we know to have our, what we're supposed to have, whereas other people don't. We've got good inside information about what to have. And yeah, look, these people have been preparing for an apocalypse.
Yes, sir.
This is not a joke. People are preparing for. I did not start making bug out bags 22 years ago because I just woke up and wanted to do that one day.
Right.
This is about EMP stuff. That's why we're in Iran. Iran said they're going to have an EMP, a nuclear weapon. What do you shoot off before a big war to try to knock out grids and things? An EMP. This is, What's
your take on Denver's airport being out of power?
Oh, I heard about that. There's nasty stuff going on in Denver underneath that sucker and
yes, sir.
Throughout it. So good, shut that sucker down. What is its status? I heard about it earlier.
Yeah, I'd heard about it earlier. Now they're saying they're diverting all the planes to corresponding airports within the flight patterns that they were going to go and whatnot. But I mean, you had people. I saw friends of mine were actually camped out at the airport. They're saying they'd never seen anything like this.
Really?
And they were actually traveling to go like to Mexico or go, out of the States on a vacation. And they couldn't even go to their vacation. They're locked down in Denver until they could figure out what the heck's going on. And I was like,
do you know how far do they have to go?
Right to Cancun. They were going to Cancun, Mexico.
Okay.
On that. And I don't know, obviously,
yeah.
I guess they fly to direct, just like probably they do out of Nashville.
Okay,
Yeah. And so, but unfortunately, they're not going to even make it to their destination. And I don't know how all the cancellation stuff goes, but that sucks,
Well, and with all this stuff going on, now it is more time to be watching out about where you're flying to and things, which I'm going to fly here in a little bit, but,
right.
in a few days, but I don't really care. It is what it is.
Well, you talking about flying, by the way. I've never been skiing in my life. I've heard you talk about that you've gone skiing before. In
Canada, Whistler. I went to Whistler every year for years.
So I've never skied in my entire life, but I have rode something similar. You know how they got these things up in the air? You ride through. What do they call them? What's it called?
Well, I mean, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a little trolleys up in there, cable car. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Well, it sucked if one of those things disconnected and just flew out of the air, right? Check this out. This would be a heck of a ride. Look at that. I'd like to be inside that joker.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. Ruins my whole day.
Had it blurred out. Unfortunately, I think there's people that were killed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the person that's hanging out of there. That's why they had to blur it. Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Skylift, yeah. Some people say skylift, yeah. See, I'm not that educated when it comes to skiing. Y'all are. I get in there, I won't be able to stop or turn. It's kind of like when I roller skate and they got that carpet wall at the end.
You just run into each one of them.
I just smack that joker. That's why I always play the video games over there, Brentwood. I'll let them watch and skate. I'm the guy that has the PVC pipe thing, like a walker, So,
yeah, okay. Man. Well, even when I went with my kids forever, I never get off the skating rink. I never get off. I'm on it. When I get there, I'm on it, and I don't stop till we're all leaving, till the kids are tired.
Yeah.
Not as much anymore, but I think I'm going to go pretty soon.
And this right here breaks my heart more, seeing, even though a lot of this stuff, I know everyone has their own opinion and their own, getting information from so many different sources.
Yeah.
At the end, nobody wants to see this.
Right.
At the end of the day. Yes, you know what? We're going to have loss of life as part of, protecting and these brave soldiers, men and women, over and over again, giving the ultimate sacrifice. But just know you know, as we hear this stuff, there's people's lives that are at stake, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
There and just,
it's terrible. It's terrible.
man,
And you've got to just say thank you and Lord have mercy. It's terrible. It's terrible. But not but and luckily it's not near as many as we probably thought. And but one's too many. So
let me ask you this question since you brought that up. Now, I've heard everything from 500 to a little over 1,000 deaths so far in casualties. And then I hear somebody say 15. And I'm just like, well, which one is it? And that's.
So are you counting? What are you saying? Are you talking about American soldiers, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about American soldiers, men and women. You're talking about the different bases that have been attacked, but we've also heard the bases are empty, and there hasn't been. But then we see generals that won't. Questions are asked. Hey, what happened here? We didn't know there was going to be any, exercises or bombings taking place, and they won't talk on camera about it. And there's videos circulating all over the place. We've showed it on here. And that's why I'm just trying to figure that out.
I'm hearing
really being told, because Pete was asked that question in front of the world, and he didn't answer it. And a lot of people said, "Well, Chaz, that's the reason why they can't, because of families." But you're not giving their names. All we're wanting to know is what's the number count of the casualties. And I think we, as the American people, honestly, I think deserve to know that with what's going on. I think we're owed that, especially if we're shilling out the money, to pay for these bankers' wars or whatever you want to, call it, I guess.
Check out previous conflicts that we've been in and how they, explain to people about that. That is something. If a soldier goes down, that is okay. Everybody stop. That is huge. That amongst other soldiers, unless it's a deep mission where you've got contractors in there, and it's we can't be in there unless it's off the books type thing, But that is so watched over. You cannot necessarily hide that I could ever think of. I'm hearing still in the same the low numbers under 15,
Well,
but I haven't asked in the last 3 days.
I don't understand why Pete wouldn't just say that out loud. I mean, everybody saw he was asked a question, and he looks over at a general spokesperson there beside him, and looked over here, wait for him. Was he going to answer? And he never answered. Mm-hmm. And then they asked him again, and a lot of people were upset about that because it seems like there's zero transparency with that. That's just from seeing it. Everybody was watching it, and that's what transpired. So that's all I'm trying to figure out. Is it's control.
I'd say he's going by the books. You know what I mean? I'd say he's going by the books. I would look at what past presidents have done, what the etiquette is for how that is, what the law is, if there is any, what other presidents have done, who announces that. Is it the president always that does that? Because most presidents will do what the presidents before. What is etiquette? Which fork do you eat with? It's meticulously kept up with. You don't leave a soldier on the battlefield. That's so huge, and kept up with it. And instantly they're knowing when these things happen. It goes to the right person. And then Trump goes and has them, sees them get off the plane in certain circumstances and things. So yeah, I don't believe the big numbers. Now, do I know 100%? No, but the people that I talk to, I feel like generals that are retired, they will talk to active people in the military, and people that worked at the Pentagon have friends at the Pentagon, and they will talk to them, and that's who I talk to. And they are the ones giving me this information, and I can't go any higher than that. So I have to stick with that. I cannot look at a thing that I can't tell if it's AI or not to tell me when I've got contacts that are giving me information that is turning out and has turned out for the last year and a half to be true.
Man, that blows my mind, because General McGregor's coming out and saying that kind of stuff already. You can go on the internet and look it up. I encourage everyone to pretty much look it up.
Yeah.
But that's where a lot of confusion comes into play, because I'm sitting here like, I'm hearing this, and then you've got a retired general saying this, and he's got tremendous credibility. I mean, how do you differentiate that? Maybe that's
I don't listen to General McGregor. That's one person I don't listen to, and wouldn't.
Is there a reason why?
Yeah, past things that have gone on with information and different things, because of I can't say, but I can off camera.
Okay. Okay. That just surprises me, because he's on with everyone that supports Trump too, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of confusion. I get it. I'm respectfully understanding what you're saying on that, but that's what causes confusion. I'm sure you could agree with that.
That is exactly what causes confusion, and that is half of this war is what's going on that you can see and whatever, and half of it is trying to make us think that something is happening that's not happening. That is literally what this is all about, what we've studied for a long time, maybe 75% of it. And I'm sorry it's like that. It sucks. It sucks when you look on here. You know, how many times have I called you and said, man, does this freaking AI, do I listen to this? How many times have I personally put things out and 10 minutes later I go say, how can I erase that? How can I erase that? Oh Lord, it's wrong. You know, because like a dumb butt, I didn't, and I've done it so many times, and every time I say, sorry about that, I messed up on that one, you know. But and then I put it out and say, oh, this is true, this is it. And then I call my contact and say, oh, no, that ain't true. Oh, let me erase it somehow. You know, my dumb butt, I don't know how to erase it. So it happens.
Well, AI scanners don't work anymore because of the advanced technology, even if it is AI. We're coming to find that. I mean, obviously, we know that things are being done on purpose with AI, like we're talking about BB and 6 fingers, and you know, and things to that nature. But man, we're just going to have to stay in tune with it. I'm assuming you're heading over to Talk Time, right?
Yep, I am. One thing, I know that a lot of people are concerned about why we're in Iran. All right, and I just, my opinion, nobody else has to have the opinion, but when you've got one country out there that says they're going to have nuclear weapons, first off, they are, let's say, first off, they're the ones that if you want to purchase terrorism, that's who you go to. And then they use their proxies so that people can't blame it on them, you know, and whatever. And then they've said they're going to have weapons of mass destruction. And North Korea wants them to, China wants them to, Russia wants them to. Those scientists are all together in North Korea right now, trying to make that and make deals and things like that. They have tested their missiles. They've got the missiles. They've got the warheads to do this. They can do it. They have launched them into the air. You know, they haven't done it yet because maybe they're freaking crazy, but they're maybe not suicidal, because Israel is wanting somebody to mess up. So Iran is the one that could shoot. They can now shoot these missiles off of vessels and off of the back of trucks and things like that. We know this. We 100% know this. So we don't want them to have that ability because they're freaking crazy. They say they want to kill it. In the mornings, their children wake up and recite death to America. And we don't want them to be able, this is national security, in my opinion. All right. This is also where the cabal hides their money, uses their money, steals, does everything with your money that you have, that we send over, because laws, you can't just automatically stop sending this money when it's already done, when it's in the books that that's what it's going for. Now that will happen, but now we know about it. A lot of people didn't know about it. It was just it was happening forever. So just know that there's a rhyme and a reason, but it's going to be hard to play with. But just know that everything you see is not necessarily what's really happening. Okay, I'm going to Talk Time. Okay, bye.
See you. Bye. Another one in the box, folks. Appreciate everyone tuning in. God bless Republic of the United States of America, and God bless you, Patriots. What about you folks? There is no America or world for that matter. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. If you get over the Patriot shoot, it'll get rid of a lot of your confusion. Take care. Have a good night. Hi there, I'm Chaz Carter. Welcome to Patriot Shoot. If you're looking for a censorship-free platform where you can freely express your thoughts and connect with like-minded individuals, then you're in the right place. At Patriot Shoot, we offer more than just a membership. For just $8.99 per month, we provide you with daily intel, weekly giveaways, and access to our exclusive voice chat platform called Patriot Talk, where we have somewhere between 200 to 400 active members just on that alone, discussing a wide range of topics every single day. You'll gain access to our state groups where you can connect with members in your states at a grassroots level. Our community is all about open dialogue and sharing valuable information without the fear of being silenced. Whether it's discussing current events, giving advice, or personal matters, or simply connecting with others on Patriot Shoot, it is the place to be. So what are you waiting for? Join us today. Experience the freedom of speech and just fill out the form below and get started. We cannot wait to have you here with us, and welcome aboard.